Okay, so yeah, I feel like I've been digging to Australia here, and I'll just show you what we've been doing, which is just, it's really rewarding because it's a lovely wall to look at afterwards. But look, I'll just show you this. Needless to say, the dog really thinks she's helping, and has to jump in the hole every now and again with one of her sticks. So I'm going to set it on time lapse now and we see how we go.
Well, we used to have an awning here. We had a storm last night, and everything that was sheltered and protected here is now there. Everything is very wet. Good morning from stormy West Cork. Doesn't look too bad, but from this perspective, half of our caravan is missing, with metal poles sticking in the sky. Broken metal poles here, broken table, more metal poles. Bizarrely, the hammock stayed up, and our caravan is engulfed with our awning, which seems to have flipped during the storm at about 2:30, 3 a.m. Torrential downpours, and we've had this, all the metal's been cracking off the caravan all night, banging. Oh shit. So that's definitely bent for sure. I don't know whether to put it back up. We have these storms all week. It's solar. There's our little heart-shaped stick Clare found. Solar pegs. It's only Friday, and there's another 7 days of these storms. I don't know, should we just leave it down or try to secure it? You can see those two strips, there's pillars, and there's meant to be kind of like a door attached to all three of them, and we didn't have the door on, so it seems to have turned it into a kite. The hard part is going to be now trying to get it off the roof, and whether it's even worth it in this weather, or we just unzip it from the frame itself. I don't know. Let's see. Claire, why is the dog out here?
I'm going to feed her.
Oh. Awning is not in too bad a shape. There's 3 small tears and there's 1 bar bent. The weather looks horrid for the rest of the week. There's at least another 4 nights just like this, so we're gonna leave it off. The awning's really enjoyable. It's nice to have that extra space, isn't it, Claire?
What?
Nice to have that extra space.
Yes.
And what are we gonna do now?
Sit in the rain.
Claire's gonna sit in the rain. I'm going to maybe keep the chairs here, and we have a few parasols and we have a sail. Maybe we'll use that instead of the awning. It'll be easier to put up and put down. The awning's nice, but it's very cumbersome. But we both want to get sleep. I'd say from about 2 a.m. there was torrential rain. From about 3 a.m. the wind kicked off and flipped over the awning, and we just heard a clattering on the roof until about 7. So we got up. It's about 8 o'clock now, I suppose. I'm just gonna pop off to get us some nice breakfast or something, and then a chill out day, I'd say, of editing. I'm not even, it's rainy, like, so maybe I should do something indoors, but I'm not really in the mood. Anyway, catch you guys later. Good morning from a rainy West Cork. We know it's rainy because our weather forecast is, when you can see Mount Gabriel, it's a good day. When you can't see Mount Gabriel, it's a bad day. Okay, Rooney just threw a stick at me. This is our heart stick, Rooney. Claire found this stick when she was clearing the hedges in the shape of a heart, and that was on our awning. Our awning fence posts, they're still on the ground, but it was all ripped off. It's actually the last video you'll have seen a few days back. Our awning was ripped off, and we decided to keep it off. We'll just put up a sail or something when it's sunny, but the weather is shite all week, so there's no point faffing about with an awning. We're not going to use it anyway. So we didn't do any work yesterday, partially because we were very tired from moving all the awning and moving all our building stuff in the middle of the night. So yesterday Claire worked, I did a bunch of editing. This morning we're a little bit more refreshed, and we are going to do a couple of jobs to get us closer to the building stage. I think Claire is going to have the GoPro for the day, so maybe I'll just show you what I hope to do. So you saw that I finished off, the last project I did was finishing off those fence posts over there, not fence posts, the posts for the solar. The roof is still on the shed that I need to put on here. The shed that I've said in probably about 10 videos now that I'm going to be taking the roof off. I still haven't done that because the old pump is still in there and a few other things. So realistically, as soon as I take the roof off that shed, it'll be going onto our new pump house and solar ground mount. I have gravel, I have concrete, I have a few V-luxes there. Pretty much all of our building supplies are here now. My focus, and Claire's going to be working in there, so I might see you later, but I'm going to try to repair this with a lime mortar, get it strong, structurally intact, and then in a couple of days when it's dry, I'm going to remove this lintel and take down the stones just above it, and then repair this hole. I need to get this wall in a better condition. I need to move these huge flagstones. Still not terribly sure what we're going to do with them. I don't want to move them to another part of the property, only to bring them back up. We're thinking Maybe we'll use them in the bathroom. Maybe we'll use them in a kind of a in front of the front door, just where all those little pink blocks are down there. Maybe we'll put them in the footpath or a nice little paved area here next to our bedroom. So I think for the time being, until we make those decisions, I'll just move it a little bit over to the side. So I'll probably stack them against that wall there. And then we should be in a better place to finish off the footings here. I think I'm going to use these cavity blocks again. I'm going to use some leftover lime mortar from fixing the wall to just bed them completely level here. So I'll use cavity blocks, get them level the whole way around, and this will be a good base to put insulation and a screed on top. So the floor level is going to be up, I would say, about 30 centimeters from here. So these cavity blocks are going to be perfect for that. I may not start that here first. I may go back to where I started, where I demolished that shed a few weeks back, because I have started to lay cavity blocks there, and I want to get an idea of how many I can recycle, how I can get rid of some of our gravel. So here you can see I've roughly put them out just to count how much I'll need. So I'll probably look at this level. I'll use the leftover lime mortar and try to get that level. This will not be level, so I may have to make a shuttering just to get that as level as possible. And then this is going to be coming up about 1 meter height, so I'll use quite a lot of the rubble to backfill that. And then I think that's about all of our backfilling, and any leftover rubble or concrete then we'll just have to dispose of. So we do have a slurry tank actually, which was emptied. Like, oh, it's massive. It's like, I don't know, it's huge anyway. But any building rubble, any concrete, any old render, anything non-biological, like, we'll just place in there. And at the very end of the project, any space that's left, we'll just fill that slurry tank with hardcore. Anything like wood or carpet, we can't dispose in there for chemicals generally, but also it's biodegradable, so it'll break down over time, and any concrete we put on top will just not be as strong. So that's my plan. I'm going to give Claire the camera. She wants to show a bit more progress of what she's been doing at the back of the house, digging trenches for the services. So I'll see ya when I see ya.
Dirty, wet floor. I absolutely hate it. Anyway, moving on. It's really wet today, and as I fix my hair, I finished the digging out at the top yesterday by the piggery, which means we've got one long trench now for the waste pipe to run down. It's going to run from the very top, if you can see my I hope if I turn it around, trench at the very top, and it'll run all the way down here. Sorry, not here. It'll join the waste pipe here, where this we don't really know what this is, but it's like an old sewer tank, I guess, and the bottom of that has a waste pipe that runs through here to the septic, which is just behind this shed. So this is actually a better view of the trench, and So my job today is to clear this last piece here, which really I think is just stones and concrete blocks in my way, so that we have a long sloping pass down for the waste pipe to come down. Also, this trench would be great because we can use it as a sort of a French drain as well. Maybe put a pipe in. You can see the level of our floor at the moment, where Rob has started to infill the piggery. Will be quite a lot higher. So yeah, it's great. And it's great even just to see how it dries out. It just, after a day of digging, the next day you come back and it's just all completely dried out, which I suppose is just, it's never seen for years and years, because it's just been, this part or back of the house was just left, nobody touched it, so it was just left. And we had a few trees here, Rob's taken down a few of them, but they just added to the compost with the leaves and everything that accumulated here. Yeah, strange scenario really, how you wouldn't sort of do anything at the back here just to keep it dry. But anyway, that's why we're here. So I'm going to put it on time lapse now, and I am going to clear this the rest of the way to this funny little tank here. So I'll put you on time lapse. Okay. Oh man, it's really wet. Okay, so just want to show you what I'm going to do here, because I have a big brown mark on my head. Anyway, this is an old mattress that was in the house, and we have a few of these. There's another one over here. So I had the idea that maybe I could do something with it to recycle it, because it's big and it takes up a lot of room if we're going to get rid of it in a skip or take it to the recycling centre. So it was just really interesting when I opened it up, because when we opened it up, it's just an array of metal, all these spirals, but they're only just held on by tiny staples, which is holding on this, I don't even know what this is, but Rob said it's horsehair. Don't know what it is. It looks like something somebody would make a bird's nest out of, but anyway, or a bird would make a bird's nest out of. So my plan is to take these springs out, and I'll just be left with one large rectangle of springs. I don't know how if they'll stay together or not, but then is to put it between two like fence posts, and then grow beans or peas or something up them. So this is for a larger project later on next year, but just wanted to show you now because I'm going to do the same with the other mattress, and now that I've discovered what's inside it. I for some reason thought that the springs would be the bedding or the fibers would be wrapped around the springs, but no, it seems to be really easy to just remove the fiber on either side. It's just held in by these tiny little like staples. So when you remove the staples, and they're not even on every spring, they're sort of every couple of springs.
Hello.
So
I'm
anyway,
back.
that's the plan. So that's for
The
later.
rain's really closed in, so Claire abandoned her operations on this side of the house. I'm a little bit sheltered and I'm hard pushed for time, so I'm going to drive on. I will show you what I've been up to. I cleaned out, I don't know if you see it, I cleaned out any loose kind of dust. You can see this stuff just flying out. And I cleaned it out to solid, solid stone at the very back. I was hoping for some treasure, but no, there's nothing in there. So I'll just do the same up here now, actually, because I forgot about that. Oh, this is old render. This is maybe old birds' nests. This is just damage from when the previous fella put in the lintel. So I think actually there was a lintel here, the more modern one, and then there was another lintel here, an older one. So I'm just going to take out any loose stones, save them for packing later, and how are you guys? Yeah, I'll take you out too. Yep. Thankfully I have no shortage of stones. You know what? There's a bit more than I thought. So I'm going to show you a time lapse in a minute. I'll just tell you, the mortar I used is it's a mix of 1 part cement, 1 part hydrated lime, 5 parts sand. Now I use the hydrated lime because I want to be able to change the consistency myself. You could use lime putty, you could use NHL 5 maybe for foundations. Pointing, you'd probably use NHL 2. This is pointing, but it's also a bit structural, so maybe NHL 3.5 you should use. For me anyway, for an outdoor mix, I'm using 1 part cement, 1 part hydrated lime, 5 parts sand. That's a pretty decent mortar. For the inside, when you don't quite need so much kind of like protection or structural strength with the cement, you can actually double that up. So that would be like 1 part cement, 2 parts lime, and maybe 8 to 10 parts sand. And I have a special sand inside, a white sand that I'm going to use for the internal pointing, if I get that far. Then the last thing I'm going to do is, before I start to fill, I'm just going to make sure everything is nice and wet. I'm going to spray in some water, use a fine mist, so that you're not damaging any more, kind of, you're not taking out some of the older rubble. And yeah, we should be good to go. We set you up here, we do a bit of a time lapse. So you can see I'm trying to, it goes in quite deep. I'm trying to put vertical or put stones in horizontally and stack them, and that'll take the support basically. The mortar isn't there to support really, the mortar's just there to stop water ingress and to help them stay in place. It's the stones themselves that'll give the support. But interestingly, you can tell I'm not a stonemason because what you can see here is the face of the stone, and what you see here is the side of the stone. So when a stonemason builds a wall, he'll always put the stone sideways and spread the load, whereas really I'm putting the structural integrity inside, but I'm just finishing it like this, so you can tell, you know, I'm not a professional. So I can see loads of small bits of ivy I can pull off, but I have to stop myself because this is going to be indoors, so it'll get a repointing, but it'll get a whiter, more internal masonry repointing. All I want to do at the moment is structurally repair this so I can take out the lintel. I gotta stop myself from, I mean this stone would look so lovely with some nice repointing, but I stopped myself for the time being. Hey, still at it, still raining. I will not spend a lot of time talking now. I'll just show you what we're doing. Lower this down. Okay, so I have a string line going off the pier at the back here all the way forward to there, and I also have a string line going off the kitchen all the way down to here. Problem with these 2 points is it doesn't make a right angle down here, which is a pain in the ass, but I'm not sure whether I want to correct it. If I correct it, then maybe it won't look correct with the straight line at the back, and if I leave it, maybe this will just be off a little bit. It's just gonna make roofing really difficult, but it's not like we came across anything easy so far, so we just go for it. It's too wet to talk, so I'm just gonna time lapse. So I reckon we're gonna run out of battery pretty soon.